Hello and
Please.
welcome back to
Wait,
the
why
the
did you
Village
interrupt the
Nerds
man?
podcast.
Honestly, go again. Go again.
Hello and welcome back to the Cricket Nerds podcast. My name is Zach, and with me I am joined by James and Benji. And we have just witnessed an absolute corker of a game between the Gujarat Titans and Sunrisers Hyderabad, with Sunrisers finally batting first for once in their lives. And James, you said it, they'd lose if they batted first, and they did.
Well,
but it wasn't without.
they nearly won.
They nearly won, but it wasn't without Rahul Tewatia doing Rahul Tewatia things. So let's talk about it. Let's go straight into the Sunrisers innings. James, you want to summarize what happened?
Yeah, so I've been saying for a while, I want to see what will happen if Sunrisers bat first. And gotta say, they impressed me. I thought Abhishek Sharma looked absolutely brilliant. Kane Williamson did exactly what you expect from Kane Williamson. Got 5 at a strike rate of 60. And then, Rahul Tripathi was trying to hit like the living daylights out of every single ball. So, and it was quite an unlucky LBW, really. And then Aidan Markram, he was. It was the bat. I thought there was a bit of bat involved, to be honest. It was very close. But Aidan Markram, he's been a shining light for them. He's got that ability to steady the ship and just score, solid 40s and 50s, a strike rate of about 140. And it's a very healthy thing to have coming in at number 4. And then Puran and Sundar did nothing. And then Shashank Singh, absolute legend, came crawling out of the woodwork from nowhere, and he hits 25 off 6. Like, it was so impressive, and that really put Sunrisers in the driving seat. Like, they were way out in front by that point. I don't know what either of you thought about that. And then obviously Marco Janssen, 9 foot tall, swings a long-handled bat. He got himself a handy 6 as well. But those two really put Sunrisers in a really strong position.
I was really surprised about Shashank Singh because I've never ever heard of him before ever. I don't know if there's some stats that they have there, but what a handy cameo. I mean, he struck at 416 was his strike rate. It was incredible. He just had no respect for Rashid Khan. It was insane. Like, you don't expect Rashid Khan to get hit for that much space. You'd be disrespected as a bowler. Sorry, Zach, what were you gonna say?
It was just a note about Sunrisers batting, which I think what we're seeing is they're very good at not facing many dot balls through the middle overs. Their players play risk-free cricket. They build partnerships, and they don't face many dot balls. They're good at rotating strikes, and they've got the players to do that. Rahul Tripathi, Aidan Markram, Abhishek Sharma, even Kane Williamson, but he's struggling to get to those middle overs. They're very good at rotating the strike, and then they've got the players to smash it at the end, like Aidan Markram, like Puran, Shashank Singh, as we saw today. So, yeah, they're definitely a good batting lineup. And to get to 195, when I thought they would get there at one stage when Abhishek Sharma and Aidan Markram were striking it about, but when they were 6 for 160 with 2 overs left, to get to 195, it took some very good batting from those two at the end.
I was wrong about something.
Oh, what were you wrong about?
Shashank Singh hit 18 in 3 balls off Lockie Ferguson.
Yes.
He didn't even face a ball off Rashid Khan.
No, although Rashid Khan did take a bit of tap today.
He did, yeah.
They weren't afraid to go after him. Abhishek Sharma just kept swinging the willow at Rashid Khan and getting reward from it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Rashid Khan fares and if other teams will maybe take the same approach. Who knows? But Mohammad Shami, he's very good at the top, isn't he?
He is. He was bowling proper test lines and he was getting rewards for it.
What do we think? Did we think that 195 was a pass score at this round, this game?
To be honest, I thought, looking at the teams, because you kind of look at them, and even now, I think they've got amazing bowling lineups, but they've got quite long tails, both of them, especially because Hardik Pandya is not bowling. So that shortens Gujarat's batting. So I actually thought 195 was above par. I thought 180 would probably be a winning total, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought similar actually. I was like, well, they're probably 15 runs short, purely on the basis that Sunrisers have Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Natarajan bowling at the death, Washington Sundar in the middle overs, and Umran Malik, and then not to mention Marco Janssen, who ripped apart Royal Challengers in their previous game, but sadly we couldn't do to Marco Janssen what Gujarat did today.
They absolutely clarted him.
Talk us through this innings.
Well, the Gujarat innings, it was such a weird one because like at so many points, Gujarat looked like they weren't going to win. Like Umran Malik, oh my word! I just want to do a massive shout out to that boy. That he was throwing down rocks at 150 plus miles an hour. The
Kilometers an hour.
Kilometers an hour. The ball to get rid of Vidiman Sahar was 153 kilometers an hour. That's 95 mph. Insane. Took 5 wickets, which he completely deserved. But like it was essentially Umar Malik against the whole of GT, who were batting fantastic. I mean, Sahar's start, let's just talk about that. Like he was looking fantastic at the top of the order. And like he'd got to like 48 off like 20 something balls and hadn't looked like he'd played a shot in anger at all. He just like stroked it for 4 all around the ground and didn't look like he was, stressing. Shupman Gill looked a little bit better today than he has been, but still not back to the form that we're used to seeing from him. Hardik, I think he was a bit unlucky with how he got out. I think you would never normally see such a fine third man. I think that was a little bit of genius from Kane Williamson, putting Marco Janssen at what we normally call like a backstop or a long stop for a village Sunday game where you'd have the sieve of the team as your wicketkeeper. So that was just a bit of inspired genius where like he's got this bowler bowling 150 plus miles an hour, short balls, peppering the batsman left, right and centre. So yeah, that was just fantastic. And then when he's not pitching it, sure, he's smashing toe crunching Yorkers to get 4 wickets from just sending stumps to like next Tuesday. Like it was just the Umran Malik show.
It just showed how it paid off for Sunrisers. A few games in when Umran Malik, he wasn't bowling that well. He was bowling quickly, but he wasn't bowling the right areas and he was getting hit all around the place. We were sort of saying, is it time to give him a rest for a couple? But Sunrisers stuck with him and it's paid dividends now because he's hitting all the right areas and he's an absolute nightmare. Like the fact that he can bowl his fastest ball 95 miles an hour and hit the Yorker, I mean, that's unreturnable. Like Bumrah can bowl these unreturnable Yorkers and even then he doesn't get up to 90 miles an hour with them. So 95 miles an hour, that's horrendous.
It's insane. I think Malik like did everything he could. He'd straight away my hero. Like he tried his absolute best to win that game. But like the issue was he wasn't supported by his other bowlers. And like what we've seen with Sunrisers previously is that everyone chips in and everyone bowls quite tidy and economic. And I think it was more of a story of Sunrisers being poor with the ball than Gujarat being really good with the bat. I think like Tawatia and Rashid Khan just put the bad balls away. Like Marco Janssen was bowling absolute dross. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar wasn't bowling what he normally bowls. Washington Sundar was just completely off the radar for a couple of his overs. So it was just everyone apart from Umar Malik wasn't standing up to be counted for that Sunrisers side. I don't know if you boys have any other comments about any of the particular innings, Tawatia and Rashid Khan maybe towards the end.
They just finished it off, didn't they? And I think although Rashid Khan finished with 3 sixes in 4 balls, which is awesome, we've talked about his dutty wrist before. So it was just clean hitting. But I think the credit has to go to Tawatia because he played the bigger innings and also his 6 off the first ball of Janssen's over. When you need a score when you need to score over 20 or even over 15 in the last over, hitting a boundary off the first ball immediately swings the momentum into the batsman's favour, because they just have that belief that, and it puts the bowler under pressure. They have the belief that they can deliver. And Rashid Khan it was good to watch, very good to watch. And it was also weird that Umran Malik, well, it wasn't weird, but Umran Malik got player of the match because of his 5 wickets. And I think that just shows how in Gujarat's innings, there was no, other than Ridhaman Sahar at the start, there was no standout innings really, which said, yes, they won the game. It was just poor bowling mixed with clean hitting.
Well, yeah, Sunrisers let them back in the game like so many times. Because, I mean, especially the way that Umran Malik was getting people out, like 4 out of his 5 wickets were like the stumps were flying. And I don't know about you, but there's just this intangible feeling that if stumps get clattered, if you hear that and you're in the pavilion, it adds a bit more of like goodness me. And I think that is like that would affect them. Like, there were big wickets when they were happening, and the momentum should have shifted then into Sunrisers' favour, and yet they just let them back in the game time after time. You know, there were 5 wickets, so you could argue it was, or, you know, one was a golden duck. So there were 4 times there where Sunrisers just let them back in the game, and that's 4 times too many, and they needed to be more clinical. So it was an absolute banger of a game, though. So Benji, your hero was Umran Malik. Who's your villain?
Umran Malik, my villain. Oh, good question. I haven't actually thought about that. I was just too obsessing over Umran Malik's. Nick Purran again. No, I would have given it to Captain Kane Williamson for his smelly batting, had it not been for his inspired field placements. So for me, it's Nick Purran, who actually, if him and Markram had got a proper partnership going, they could have definitely scored above 200. So I think, Nick Purran's my villain. And actually Marco Janssen too, and Natarajan. So I've got loads, but for losing the game and not backing up Umran Malik.
So just to echo Benj, my hero is everyone who played well, and my villain is everyone who played badly. James, what about you?
My hero is good things just in general in the world.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go for my villain as being like less good things and more on the back of generic things.
Yeah. Runs were scored, wickets were taken,
games were played,
really.
Specifically 20 overs on each side. So what more do we really need to know? I think we should just copy and paste this last section and put it into every single video. Right. Do we have a subscriber of the week?
I'm going to try my best with this name. It is Shaljanand Jar, who said, "Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Your opinions and views are appreciated a lot. Came from when Cricket for America's mentioned you. Would love to see you do a collab with them." So although it's not comment of the day, his support is and what he said is making him subscriber of the week.
Yes.
I do have a comment of the day though.
Okay.
And it is from yesterday's video. It is, "Am I ready? Play bold." Not play bold, play bold. Great pun. I really appreciate that.
Brilliant for our audio listeners and everybody else that's thinking this sounds like the same thing.
You just have to look at the video, watch the video again, get us those views just to see that comment. There you go.
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
Bring up the views, please, and also subscribe, because we haven't added a new subscriber for a little while. So if you subscribe, you could be in with a chance of becoming our subscriber of the week, a coveted title.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Make sure you comment and subscribe and like and all those things, and follow our social medias. Benj, what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Delhi Capitals versus Kolkata Knight Riders. This is the battle for 4th place, I would suggest. Both teams need a win to get top 4. I want some predictions. James, who's going to take it?
I think that Delhi Capitals have had an absolute stinker last game. And I think Ricky Ponting is going to have lit a fire at their backside. So I think they're going to come back strong.
Yeah, my head says Kolkata, but my heart says Delhi, and I always go with my heart. So Delhi Capitals.
I'm going to go against the grain and say Calcutta. I think they've got some good things, just a couple of missing pieces. I think both of these teams need a win to be in touching distance of top four. So I think Calcutta might be able to do some big things and pull out a win.
Brilliant.
Sick.
Well, that's everything.
We'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Goodbye.